5555 Jacksonville.
We face, playoff teams in our first, 4 or 5, 6, 7 weeks, whatever it is. I mean, these are playoff teams and AFC type teams too that we have to compete against. So it's a long season. We understand that, and you want to play good football. It does help the momentum too if you can get off to a good start.
It's Sunday when all Miami Dolphins, the fans gonna drop their head down and says, "What just happened?"
Trevor drops the throw. Looking, fires, little crossing route, Travis Etienne into the end zone, touchdown! Trevor Lawrence at Travis Etienne for the score, and Jacksonville scores the first touchdown of the game.
Now it's just a matter of we gotta go do it, and I guess as they say, the talking is over, and you just gotta go put in the hard work and preparation, and try to go 1-0, this week.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and
Hold my pocket!
Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. 1-0 is all we ask. A can a week is all we ask, right? Isn't that what the almond growers used to tell us? That's what the Jacksonville Jaguar fans want. Just win a week. That's all we ask. At least 13 out of the 17 weeks you're playing this year. That'd be fun.
One game at a time.
One game at a time, Tommy.
That's right. Tee it up, baby.
Just focus on the Miami Dolphins.
That's
Our sole
right.
focus is right there.
Go squish the fish.
Yes, indeed. Good morning, Tony. How are you?
Doing well.
What a great night last night was, right? Just like if you didn't care about the outcome of the game, just in terms of a fun game. Wasn't the cleanest game ever played. It was a confounding game to fantasy managers in many ways with the backup tight ends or the second tight ends outperforming the stars. But Kansas City held home court.
Yeah.
Isaiah Likely survived a near disastrous fall in the corner of the end zone last night after what a breakout performance last night by him.
Yeah.
Lamar running wild, which is what he does. But based on that offensive line, I think he's going to have to run wild, which brings me to Tua. That offensive line, Tom, all training camp, talking to Miami Dolphin guys down there who cover the team, they are concerned about that offensive line. Tua is not Lamar Jackson, man. I mean,
I know.
Quickest path to victory here is heat that young man up.
Yeah, they're two starting guards left, and they were big bruising guys. I mean, Armstead's still a great tackle. I mean, he's obviously on the left side. Eichenberg, I remember him out of Notre Dame. I'm surprised he's not better, but maybe he played center last year and is trying to play guard, because I know they got the guy from Tennessee, Brewer, who's playing center, although he's listed as questionable. So a couple new guys. Those three guys are okay, I would imagine, but overall they're struggling. I mean, look, kind of a similar thing, right? We're better off, we believe, but at the same time, we're questioning our offensive line as we go into week one. So that's the headline.
I do think this, though, when you look at Jalen Phillips-Tone, who's going to be limited in this game, no Bradley Chubb, I think major advantage to the Jaguars pass rush. Now, the Jaguars pass rush doesn't play the Miami pass rush, but if you're assessing strengths, I think that's the check mark in the Jags column all day long.
Absolutely.
So hopefully they're a little bit more positioned to succeed and get after the quarterback.
Hopefully guys are begging Nielsen to put them on the guards in pass rush downs. You know what I mean? Like Draymond going, hey, let me get.
I don't want to kick
I want
outside.
the guard.
I want to
Can I get the
inside. guard? Doom tweeted at us. They'll be listening from the road. They're heading down to Miami, trying to bring back the W. A lot of
awesome.
Jaguar fans making that trip.
Duval,
Shout out to
baby.
Doom and all the Teal Nation on the highways and byways heading south. From any point from now until kickoff, obviously, and bring them home safe as well, and bring home that W. Tony, are the Bulldogs bringing home that W tonight?
We'll see. Tough one tonight for the Bulldogs. It'll be over in St. Augustine. That's a St. Augustine team that beat them at Bowles last year.
The sun never sets on St. Johns County. I don't know if you're aware of this.
And St. Augustine advanced all the way to the state championship game last year, so they had a really good team. They've lost a couple of kids, but they're supposed to be really good again this year. Same quarterback that threw 4 touchdowns against the Bulldogs last season, so we'll see what it looks like. Hopefully, we'll see what the weather does for any of the high school football in the area tonight.
Young pockets. You got your hip waders out there ready to go, your galoshes if you need them tonight.
Right.
Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah, I'm talking
Oh,
about you.
my bad.
Is there another Young Pockets here?
Oh, I don't know. I was looking at my phone real quick.
All right, what was on the phone? Was it the weather bug, the radar
Yeah,
app?
I'm trying to look. It says 45 to 50% in Jacksonville. So.
Well, you know what that means?
it's nothing.
55 to
Ain't gonna
50% not going to rain.
Ain't
Yeah,
gonna
right.
rain.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna rain.
Who's Baldwin got tonight, Pockets?
Kip Bold City High School. They're
What-
the
what
first
is
year of
that?
the program. I think they started high school 3 years ago, right off McDuff on the west side.
Okay.
So,
So
we're
it's
expected
KIP,
to win.
like KIP? KIP?
KIPP.
KIPP.
KIPP, yeah.
All right. You down with KIPP?
I was just going to say the same thing. Beat me to it, man.
Baldwin's going to boat race you tonight. Or not. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't-
you never know.
Tommy Mack might get a little action down on it, though. Like, I saw your tweet yesterday.
Oh, man.
Tom goes, this gambling thing's really addictive. Yes, Tom. That's exactly the word for it. That's exactly what it is.
I'm thinking, I'm looking, you know what got me? So it's on the Hard Rock.
Hard Rock
one,
Bet,
okay?
yeah.
And they show you the parlays, and they're only like $10 or $5 or $15. Next thing I know, I'm doing a couple parlays, spending a few dollars here. Not much, maybe I think 40 total. Almost hit one last night. I shouldn't say almost, but two of them hit. Henry scoring. And then it wasn't. I had Kelsey score. Oh, Pacheco scoring, and then Kelsey was supposed to score like 1.5.
Yes.
And he didn't
Obviously
get any.
not. Yeah.
0.
That was a bunch. First day, true story. First day of statistics class as a freshman in college at Flagler College.
Yeah.
They refer to Harvard as the Flagler
The
of the North.
Institute. Yeah.
Yes, the
institution.
We probably needed to be institutionalized. That crew from back in the 80s. But first day, he breaks out a thing on NFL betting cards, right? Which is basically like a parlay because you pick however many winners, you got to get them all right.
Right.
And he went through the math of why they're such sucker bets, and I was always like, give me that card, man. I don't care. I want to bet $5 and win $5,000. I don't want to mess around with this.
I got one more for the weekend. I'm excited. It's 4 different players. They each got to score a touchdown. And if they do it, they probably are sucker bets. Probably that's how they get you in. It's only $10.
But if they do, what will make Tom lean in heavier next week? If he wins his parlay or if he loses in excruciating fashion and convinces himself he was that close to the whole thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Hey, have fun with it.
Yeah,
You're an
it's
adult.
fun. It's fun. Me and my oldest daughter, I was like,
legal.
we should do so. So her and I both are doing it. With her own money.
Well, you guys, I don't know if you even realize, you put all the Kansas City Chiefs wide receivers in the lineup last night.
I realized quite a bit. You know why I realized? Because I was listening to Jaguars Today when Dan was on yesterday.
At least you found out you had 5 of the players you have on your team yesterday. You got Trevor, you got Ingram,
Worthy,
you got Etienne, Worthy, and Rice last night.
And Rice.
Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do when Marquise Brown comes back, but it's a good problem to have. Right now,
I'll have to talk it over with the GM.
I've got Isaiah Likely on that team,
good
but
one.
on my bench, of course, because you're not necessarily going to play the number 2 tight end.
Why would you?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Isaiah Likely. Now the question is, how do you not play him last night?
Yeah, you knew his potential. Like, I don't know, how was he? 3 years?
Athletic
3 years in, maybe?
Every time he's filled in for Andrews, he's looked as good or better than Andrews. And,
very athletic.
It's just like you lean on that, hey, Lamar's got this connection with Mark Andrews, but man, he's got one with Isaiah Likely last night. Just happy for him and happy for all the fantasy managers out there that he escaped serious injury. I mean, because you said that one, 3 plays before the end of the game, in a heap in the corner of the end zone, comes out, and then he's back in, almost catches the winning touchdown. But I was telling the guys on the crossover this morning, he's walking down the tunnel then. Yeah. And some Chiefs, did you see the clip? Some Chiefs fan yelled something at him, and he MF'd him back.
Yeah.
But my biggest takeaway was no medical personnel around Isaiah Likely, so he's fine.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he did walk up they're in the tunnel by himself. Yeah, he did.
So that was a good sign.
Oh, I don't think it was that. I thought he said, "Shut up."
Whatever. Oh, he said, shut up, you something or other. There was some cursing going
I like
on.
the attitude. Good for him. Take no smack from anybody,
Didn't bother
Especially
me one way or the other,
fans.
quite frankly.
Yeah, no doubt.
Baltimore 0-1, Kansas City 1-0.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully the Jags can match that this weekend. You know what Friday is? It's Keys to Victory Friday around these parts. Your Chad and Sandy real estate question today asks you, what are your 3 keys for the Jacksonville Jaguars to start the season 1-0 with a dub against the Miami Dolphins. You can get in a variety of ways on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines today at 641-1010. Same number for the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Head over to the YouTube virtual studio and hop in the chat there. Or you can send us some messages, positive or otherwise, on the X machine by going to @MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at Meathead55, and at 1010XL Denmark. What? Give me that again?
It was Rich Homie Baby.
That's who was that? Rich Homie Baby?
Yeah, it was Rich Homie Quan. It's a Rich Homie Quan Friday.
Is that the guy who just died?
Yeah, he died last night. Or yesterday.
Was it natural causes or was he?
No, it was drugs.
Oh, it was drugs. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I saw an overdose. My point being, I didn't think he was shot or anything like that.
No,
a lot of times entertainers meet violent demises. Probably ODs are the more frequent way that they go out.
Ricky Pearsall recently out in San Fran.
Fortunately for him, it wasn't a demise.
No, you're right.
Right? Through and through.
Jeez.
And didn't even have to have surgery. Even just sewed up the bullet holes. Seriously, yeah. I mean, so he was. It had to be just
miraculous.
Right up here in the high
right
shoulder area. You know?
But Peck didn't hit the pec or anything, huh? Wow.
Well, whatever it hit.
Yeah,
they just sewed up the bullet holes and and
that's pretty wild.
Good to go. Well, not good to play, but good to go for life at least for the time being. So, all right, if you want to get in today, you know the ways to do it. It's Keys to Victory Friday. We'll hear from Press Taylor and Ryan Nielsen as the Jags coordinators are preparing to take on the Miami Dolphins today. Oh, and the return of confidence picks. We'll see how well we project the rest of the NFL outcomes around the league. We'll do that a little bit later on in the show. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark here with you. Happy Friday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
1010XL Weekly is your one-stop shop for all things Jags, college ball, preps, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today, and you'll be entered to win free tickets to the Packers game this October. Subscribe, just head on over to 1010XL.com and scroll down to the 1010XL Weekly flash page.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the first coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Jenkins Genesis of Northeast Jacksonville is now open, and you're invited in as a VIP to tour the all-new facility. Be one of the first 100 people to check out the complete lineup of luxury vehicles by September 8th and see if you can crack the code to win a brand new car. See dealer for details. No purchase necessary. Genesis of NortheastJacksonville.com. And now open on Atlantic Boulevard. Genesis, where luxury is redefined.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. Public parking is free, and our military get complimentary tournament access courtesy of ViStar Credit Union. Get your tickets today at Ticketmaster, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. The 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet. It's the sports book for every kind of player. Straightforward, simple enough for the first-time bettor, but built with all the features experienced players expect. Plus, try it now. If your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back up to $100. Easy deposits and fast withdrawals. PayPal, Venmo, and more. All you have to do to get started is download the Hard Rock Bet app, go online, hardrock.bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Light, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
Are you feeling the heat? It's time to cool things down with Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Contact us today at 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckac.com. Duck Duck Air Conditioning to keep you cool and comfortable all year round.
If you're searching for a new fence installation, challenge yourself to find a fence company with more positive online reviews than Superior Fence and Rail. With over 3,000 reviews and a 4.9 out of 5 review range, Superior Fence and Rail is, well, superior. So take the online challenge or let their professional team show you what superior service looks like. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com. When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night in Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Every weekend is a Stone Cold Sports Weekend. Hey, Dan Hicken here. Watch for The Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook, and I'll help you put together your sports weekend. Weekend with Dan brought to you by Stone Core. We do the outdoors better.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. So another Mike, who lost 40 pounds with Awaken 180, was in the same position I was in, and you are most likely confused.
I spent so much money on personal trainers in the last 10 years. Didn't have a lot of discretionary income left. So I tried to listen to everybody else. What do you eat? You know, everyone said, eat healthy. Define eating healthy. Cut out sugar. Tell me what foods don't have sugar. So their process to me was an education. That was really the eye-opening thing to me is I had 10 choices of food in front of me every day. You know, when I was on the run in sales, I was making 8 bad choices. I wasn't eating the 2 good ones. And I loved the 2 good ones. I just didn't know they were good. So I made bad choices every single day. And the program, Awaken 180, really changed my mind, opened my eyes up to, it was a true education on food, what to eat, what not to eat, and it's been fantastic.
Knowing what to eat and the ability to navigate nutritional labels, a proven, clear path for weight loss. Exactly what you will receive with Awaken 180. Leave confusion at the door and do what we did. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Being an athlete means having a healthy desire to do as much as you can with your body. For as long as you can. Gatorade has lower sugar, electrolyte-backed hydration options to keep you rehydrated and replenished. Gatorade, for every athlete.
From Gatorade Zero to Gatorade Endurance Formula and Gator Light, there's something for every athlete. Find it at your local Winn-Dixie. It's a win-win. Gatorade, official partner of the NFL.
Former Jaguars corner and first-year head football coach at Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows, K-12, Aaron Beasley here. Are you looking for an A-rated K-12 school prioritizing academics, arts, and athletics? Duval Charter School at Bay Meadows offers a rigorous curriculum to develop strong minds with an additional focus on growing good hearts. DCSB has been an A school for 8 years, and our tuition is free. Now enrolling. Apply at baymeadowscharter.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mac in the Middle, Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
I got Tommy Mack over here eating peanut butter sandwiches. I got Dylan taking us to a piano bar. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Neither did Dylan.
Keys to victory.
That was the laugh I had coming back. I could hear Dylan in the other room. He's like, I did not expect this.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I skipped 10 seconds of the song. This sounds familiar now.
Is this your guy right
this
here?
Rich Homie, man.
I'm sorry, Rich Homie. Pour one out for Rich Homie. Yeah. What's his name? Rich Homie?
Rich Homie Quan.
All right.
Like a rapper?
I guess so.
I've never heard
he's
of
based out of it. I hadn't either, but apparently he's big in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where he's from.
So at least I saw that yesterday. I get all my news from social media now.
Is he R&B or is he hip hop?
I think he's a rapper.
He's a rapper.
So
okay.
He was a rapper.
There you go.
God bless him.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right. That was an example of his tickling the ivories right there or whatever. There's probably no piano in that whole thing. It just kind of put me in that mood like we're going to take this down a notch now.
Oh, wow.
All right.
The Leopard Lounge.
Hey, maybe. It depends on what goes on at the Leopard Lounge, I think.
That's just a lounge.
Is that
Remember
all
the
it
old
is?
lounge day? Those were great. They'd have like a little jazz or a little,
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if I ever hung out in like a lounge like that.
Really?
Probably on occasion.
Yeah,
maybe.
wouldn't.
I was more of a dive bar guy. Honestly.
Okay.
You know, wherever
Quarter beers.
Seriously, whoever had the special that night.
No, yeah. I'm with you.
$5 pitchers at Churchill's Attic every Thursday. That's where I was, you know. And I'm sure I was right on time to class on Friday morning.
Oh, I'm talking after college. I didn't do Yeah, I'm talking during my lounge
I never
years.
after college, I really didn't up my
clubs
game.
are lounges, aren't they? No.
To some.
I'm only kidding.
If you refer to it as a gentleman's club.
That's right.
That's some people's
That is correct.
tricky way of
Great
going about
steak.
it.
Great steak.
Great, so they say, right? Best burger in town.
Best steak you've ever eaten your whole life.
All right, we'll get to Press Taylor and Ryan Nielsen coming up. It's Keys to Victory Friday. If you want to share your thoughts on the game, your keys to victory, or talk Jaguar football and all its many permutations, 641-1010 on the Garber Auto Mall phone lines. Mac on the north side kicking it off on this Friday. Hello, Mac.
Hey, every Friday with me and Tom is two Macs in the middle.
That's right. Big Macs.
And number two, this Mac is going to be in the middle of a Hard Rock Stadium this coming Sunday.
All right.
All right.
When are you heading down?
Saturday morning at 6 a.m.
Driving?
Driving with my brother and my sister-in-law.
All right.
Nice.
How
Very
often
nice.
do you go on the road to see the Jags?
Oh, now I'm gonna throw this out there. Now, when I called Dan Hickenshaw, he knows I'm a veteran of doing that. I've been to the few stadiums. I've been to a few. Probably the last Jaguar road game was probably 2017. It was Acrisure now, up in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm impressed that you know that it's Acrisure now. Seriously, I still call it Heinz Field. I probably still call it Three Rivers.
What is it?
Acrisure. It's no longer Heinz Field. Hasn't been, I don't think, for
Was that like an
couple
IT
seasons?
solution company?
Sounds like something like that. Sounds like one of those
something?
things that you really don't know what they do, but throw their name up on a stadium.
Talking about where's the steel mills? Let's go.
Times they are a-changing.
Steel
Back,
worker.
what's your prediction for the game this week?
I wish you would have asked me that. I'm on record picking the Dolphins. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you my system. I'm in a football pool with my family and friends. Well, family and friends. Let's just call it that. And I picked the Dolphins because they were in the playoffs last year, and the Jaguars were not.
So that's
and
your
the
system.
Fact that that's my system.
Okay.
And that the Jaguars are on the road. Now, if the game was here, I would have picked the Jaguars. But that's my system.
All right.
That's my system.
How successful has your system been for you? Tom McManus wants to know.
Probably not good from last year because I didn't win the 6-man pool last
All
year.
right.
So.
All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully you don't win it this week.
Worst of luck, Mac.
Right. Bad luck to you, Mac, but have a good time.
Hey, you know what? Let me say this real quick. I hope I'm wrong.
So do we.
There you go.
All right, Mac, have a safe trip.
All right, Mac, be safe.
Try to bring back a W, not for
man.
Miami.
Yeah. Well, you can believe what you believe, right?
Look, I think it's easy to get on either side of this game, honestly.
Yeah, it should be tight. I'm imagining. It should be a close game if we could control that offense.
I got 33-27. I'll throw it out there right now.
33-27.
Jags.
Interesting.
Jags on top, 33-27.
Okay, I got Jags winning too.
You
I
got a
don't
score
have
in your head, Tony?
Not yet.
I wanted to jump,
but
Tony.
I won't pick 33-27.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Please pick 33-27.
And I'm thinking Cam Little has like a real important kick in the fourth quarter to either ice it or win it.
Heck,
I got 27-24.
By my math,
That's
unless
what
they
I'm
get
going.
some 2-pointers in there, he's kicking 4 field goals in this game.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, we're just throwing it out there.
We're just making it
Screw
up as we go along. That's kind of the nature of sports radio.
Yeah. No, I feel
it's an
I
entertainment
feel like we'll pull it
product,
off.
people.
I almost feel like, look, let Tyreek get his, but you got to make sure that running game and those and Smith and Waddle don't kill you.
Depending on what his is, can't let him go for a 175, right? But I mean, if Tyreek gets 8 catches for 95 yards, I'll take that all day.
Mm-hmm. Well, what if he gets 175 and 2 touchdowns, but you take care of everybody else and you beat him by 3? You know, you beat him.
I think if Tyreek gets 175 and 2 touchdowns, that opens things up for other people. I think the likelihood of you shutting everything else down and him having those numbers, not super high. That's my opinion. But, it could go that way. Sure.
I mean, he's going to get his. Maybe not touchdowns, but he's going to get his yards. I mean, with crossing patterns,
probably
it's tough to keep up with him. He's going to get something.
Going to get something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We looked at last year, Ronald Darby on Baltimore, and they didn't have Waddle in that game. And I don't know if Darby was guarding it. I saw a post where somebody said Darby held him to 1 catch. Right? Maybe that was in the time he was covering him. But he had like 6 for – it was definitely well under 100 in that game.
Good. That'd be fantastic.
And they got boat raced by Baltimore. Baltimore hung over 50 on them late in the season last year. So we shall see. Our man Darren checking in next here on a Friday of Jaguars Today. Hello, Darren.
Hey, guys. I just wanted to weigh in. Had a great week. Took my last vacation, took my wife and my in-laws on a cruise. We just got off the ship. Couldn't wait to weigh in with you guys because last night, right before dinner, there was about 300 people waiting outside the restaurant, waiting for them to open the door at 6 o'clock. And I stood up on the steps. I'm a pretty big guy. I stood up there and acted like I was somebody. And I just said, "Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?" And everybody turned around and looked, and I said, "Follow after me." And I went,
Duval! See, we would have known what to do. How was it?
They didn't even know what they were doing, but they did it. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Nice.
One to weigh in, guys. I'm so excited. Football season is here. It was great to see a good game last night, and I can't wait for this weekend. We're gonna have everybody gather around. We're gonna have a big pool party with the new TV going outside, and we're gonna rock it this. We're gonna rock it this Sunday, and from here on for the next 20 weeks. And my prediction is Jaguars 31, Miami 21. Anyway, guys, have a great weekend. Go Duval, baby.
I will have a great weekend if the Jags. I don't care what the score is. I don't care. If they come out relatively healthy with one more point than the Dolphins.
That's right.
Don't care, man. Let's go 7-3, whatever. Yeah. Does not matter.
I mean, 30's not out of the question. I mean, last year they put up, 31 at Indy, the opening day, right? Yeah. Up there. So
I think the offense is in pretty good shape. I'm excited to see what they can do on Sunday.
As long as that O-line holds up,
obviously,
we'll be all right,
But again, Miami's pass rush is probably going to be this is going to be the low point of their power. Well, I mean,
he could.
He apparently flashed. Everyone flashes in preseason, right? That's the buzz word for him. But I got to see it.
No doubt.
It was a guy who was not super productive for all the measurables in college, at least getting the quarterback on the ground. So. Obviously, got to be wary of him. There's no question about it. But, look, he's going to be there, and he's only going to get better. Right? And Jalen Phillips is only going to get healthier. And Bradley Chubb's going to return at some point. Yeah. So, let's go. Get him now,
I read
week
up
one.
on their nose tackle because I had no idea who he was. Benito Jones.
Okay.
I guess he was somewhere past couple years. Oh, Detroit. And supposedly a really good run stuff in 3-4 nose guards, like 6'1", 335. You got Calais, right? Calais is I thought Calais was older. He's 32. He's played a long. He started 20? He did.
He seems like he's a lot older than that.
Well,
he's 38, bro.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I read
that
that
doesn't
wrong.
look right. That doesn't sound right to me.
He's 32.
Yeah, he's 38.
Well, God bless him for still getting it done. But
just turned 38.
He had an okay year last year, right? He was still not the same, but he'll contribute.
Hey,
we still got to take care of him.
I don't think it kills the Dolphins, but it is interesting because he and Ramsey did not see eye to eye when they were here in Jacksonville.
Right.
And now they're in that locker room together in Miami.
Yeah.
And don't know how that dynamic plays. Jalen, keep massaging that aching back, man. I'm fine if you take the week off. Doesn't matter to me.
Is he playing?
Hasn't been practicing.
Yeah, right. Hamstring.
Up in the air.
Yeah. They play Thursday night against the Bills.
Okay.
So there's been talk that they may be holding Ramsey out because
division game.
Yeah. They'd rather have him against Buffalo, and they don't want to risk it, which is silly to some degree. It's the NFL. You only get 17 shots of this thing. I get it. Buffalo's a bigger game than Jacksonville because it's in the division, but it is an AFC game.
Yeah.
It is the opening of the season. If he's good enough to play, play. We'll see if we get there. He hadn't practiced the last couple of days, so he's obviously on the edge either way. But Thursday night, them playing the Bills complicates it a little bit from the Miami side of things, it appears.
All right, let's take a timeout. More of your calls if you want to get in at 641-1010. We welcome those. We'll hear from Press Taylor when we return. We'll do our picks. We're going to pick every NFL game every Friday that has yet to kick off. So Thursday Night Football, I think we all would have had Kansas City on the list somewhere, but we'll pick 15 games that have yet to kick off later on and tell you what we think about how confident we are in the Jags getting that W. Tommy Mack usually has him, Tony, on the first or second
Towards
line.
the top, yeah.
We'll see if that holds true in 2024.
I feel
Coming
good
back,
about it.
more Jaguars Today, straight ahead on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. If you're making that long trip down to South Florida, you know what? You got to gas up, swing into a gate station, fill up the tank, check all your fluid levels, and then maybe check your fluid levels on your inside, right? Get a nice cold drink to wash down the Dandy sandwich or sub of your choice. Or, you know what? Maybe fill up the cooler with them. Get one of those styrofoam coolers, throw a bag of ice in there, and throw in a bunch of Dandy goodies. You're not going to do better on the price anywhere you go, and you're not going to do better on the quality. Highest quality ingredients, fantastic variety. They locally source as many ingredients as they can in Jacksonville, and they employ a lot of folks here in the city of Jacksonville. Dandy and the Anytime Deli line, same company, are a Jacksonville-based company that's been in business for nearly 70 years now, thriving because they give their customers what they want. Good, solid food with great options at a reasonable price every single time. When you're in Duval and hungry, Dandy's the name to know. So when you are, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Jags fans, a new Everbank Performance account could be your ticket to London this October. Through the Everbank London Getaway, one lucky winner and a guest will receive round-trip airfare, hotel accommodations, and a pair of tickets to see the Jags play in London. To learn more and for official rules, visit everbank.com/London. No person necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 or older. Entry period for the Everbank London Getaway Suites is from 8/5/24 to 9/5/24. To enter in for official rules, alternate method of entry, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/London. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Are you ready to upgrade your home? Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Anderson. Energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Buy one, get one 40% off replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. This offer expires September 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Prosser here. Hey, pick a news source. But the reports are home prices are expected to decline in 2025, even after the election. So you need to maximize your home sales price now before this downturn, and you can do it with the agents proven to sell for top dollar, Chad and Sandy Newman. Hey, perhaps you're worried about selling for less money with a lowball out-of-state instant offer, or maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. That's why you turn to Chad and Sandy, who have the answers. No required costly repairs. Chad and Sandy are the local real estate experts I trust and recommend for the sale of your home. Tony and Maggie at Jack's Golf and Country Club said, "We recently had a job transfer and we needed to sell fast. With homes in our area struggling to sell inside 100 days, we didn't know what to do. Our worries were solved when we hired Chad and Sandy. Our home sold in 3 days for one of the highest prices ever in our neighborhood at over $1 million. Call the local experts we trust, 904-414-6200 or ChadAndDSandy.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hi, it's Ben, second generation from Beard's Diamonds. Guys, if you're popping the question soon, looking for an anniversary gift, before you buy anywhere, shop Beard's. From a half carat to 10 carats, Beard's will beat any competitor's price.
In the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com. It's all about the beautiful game, the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour. From national teams to youth soccer on the First Coast, join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley for Soccer Talk. Tuesday at 6 p.m. on 1010 a.m.
Bold City Brewery invites you to celebrate Dubs and Duval all season long with a cold pint. Enjoy all their beer, seltzer, ciders by logging on to boldcitybrewery.com. Head to the production house on Roselle Street in Riverside or Bold City downtown and be bold.
Hey Googans, Dr. Chris Kopp, PT here with Premier Physical Therapy of Jacksonville. Is pain interfering with your life? Looking for a specialist for the rehab of your young athlete? Whether recovering from injury, surgery, or improving overall function, Premier PT Jax provides personalized treatment with compassionate care. My team of experts are ready to serve you at 3 locations, Ponte Vedra, San Pablo, and US 1 Phillips Highway. Visit PremierPTJax.com or call 904-996-6922. PremierPTJax.com, where your journey to wellness begins.
Cold beer and good grub. That's what you'll get at Taps on 210. Just a great neighborhood feel where friends and family get together. Check out Taps in the Winn-Dixie Plaza, just west of 95 on County Road 210, proudly supporting our 9 After 5 weekly. Head there for a cold one.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com, WM.com, and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler. Go Team WM, and as always, Duval!
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
On Sunday in Miami, Jaguars fans will get to see the NFL debut of rookie wide receiver Brian Thomas Jr. Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor was asked on Thursday about the continued growth of the first-round draft pick out of LSU.
You've seen the confidence grow from him, and I think that's a big thing of just, I don't think he was ever not confident in himself, but you just see confident in his ability to play, understanding the offense, how they're using me, what they want me to do. It's just been fun to watch, and I think it's just going to continue to grow with him.
The Jaguars kick off the season Sunday at 1 in Miami. Hear the broadcast right here on 1010XL. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Tom McManus. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
All right, Jags headed to Miami. We'll hear from Ryan Nielsen coming up. We're going to pick all the NFL games this weekend. I have a feeling this panel is going to go heavy with the teal for that particular matchup. But let's hear from Jaguars offensive coordinator Press Taylor right now. And Tommy, much like the Dolphins are looking at Ryan Nielsen, and Ryan Nielsen has been a coordinator, so there's some film on what his defenses do. But he's new to this team and this personnel.
Correct.
So there's some mystery. Well, Anthony Weaver's new with Miami. And Press was asked, about the challenge of taking on a coordinator that you haven't seen to this level before.
Yeah, certainly there's a lot of unknown. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of their guys play together through the preseason. Coach Weaver's probably going to have his stamp on it. Now we're going to certainly study his past, and not just him. There's a number of coaches on their staff that have been involved in other systems that you're kind of keeping an eye on. You may check a little bit, and the benefit is you get some time to do that through the summer. But then the tough part about it is you don't know. So it's kind of one of those things, let's carry things we're really good at enough to where we can adjust as the game goes and try to figure it out as things are playing to put our guys in the best position.
There are some new pieces on the offense for the Jags as well, and things are not going to go exact same way. But do you feel like Weaver and Nielsen have at least a slight advantage heading into the game in terms of the mystery of what they're going to do on the defensive side?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you only have so much. I mean, Nielsen, you can go back to Atlanta, go back to New Orleans even maybe and see what's going on. For Weaver, I don't know his track record, but he's a first-time defensive coordinator. So you don't know what you're going to expect. But look, I mean, you run a 3-4, a lot of you run the same stuff. So yeah, you might have to find out his wrinkles and figure out how aggressive he is. Does he disguise? Does he whatever? You know what I mean? But for the most part, you should have an idea of what they're going to try to run. It's probably hard for the players to really get those tendencies down. Because you're like, well, what are they going to be like? We can't go off last year's squad because it's going to be different. I even think they played a 4-3 last year because Christian Wilkins, I don't think played nose, did he? I thought he was a 3 technique.
I agree, yeah.
Right? So they switched. Look, isn't that ironic? We go from one to the other.
Right.
They go from the other.
Yeah, I saw someone that was putting together a graphic of the different secondary coverages that teams were running last year by percentage.
Yep.
And I think Miami, their highest percentage was cover 6, I believe, and then cover 3 was where they kind of played their defense.
Wow.
Yeah, is what they were doing the most of. And we can remember just a couple of years ago with Caldwell, the Jaguars defense started that year forcing an avalanche of turnovers.
That's right. They did.
Right?
Early.
And
sure.
who knows how much of that is people just didn't know what to do with Caldwell yet. He was able to take them by surprise a little bit.
Yeah.
So
fair.
Weaver does have the potential for that kind of
Little
thing.
bit.
Right? With him being the first time he's had this job. We'll see exactly what it's going to look like. You've already mentioned a couple times this morning, Tommy, that the offensive line and its ability to create an opportunity for the Jags in this game this week is a big deal. Mitch Morse, the only new face along that offensive line, and Press Taylor was asked yesterday about Mitch Morse and specifically the impact he can have just communicating to the rest of the guys along that offensive line.
It's a huge part of it. And it's similar to the run game of just making sure that we're all on the same page. Do we have 11 guys see it the exact same way? Or in the protection world, do we have 7, 8 guys seeing it the exact same way, identifying who's the mic, who are we going to, who's in the slide, who's not, all these different things that come up. And that's a big thing that, having a veteran center and having a quarterback now in his 4th year in our protection, or 3rd year in our protection system, we feel pretty good about being able to get on the same page quickly.
Trevor's a certain kind of quarterback, right? He's not going to, as he himself admitted this week, I'm not going to be the big rah-rah speech-giving guy, right? I can see Trevor getting frustrated at times, but did you see Lamar Jackson light up the offensive line last night, right, in the first half?
Yeah.
You see his center? Center was looking off and don't even get in my face, right? Like we're like 15 minutes into the first game of the year,
right?
And Lamar Jackson is just screaming in their faces. What do you make of that? Way that motivational tactic.
Well, obviously the center wasn't paying attention, so that shows you a little bit of how they feel. At least that center does. If he's looking off, not really looking.
Right.
At him.
One of the guards looked like he was kind of.
I liked when Peyton did it to his, and Saturday yelled back at him like, "You just might worry about what you got to worry about. We'll worry about us." A little early to get that excited, but look, man. I mean, there was the one thing the NFL is great at is their scheduling, right? The rematch of the AFC Championship game, a lot of emotion going in, and you're going toe to toe. You might not playing your best, but you're still, right there. So, look, it's an emotional game. I mean, I don't know. I don't want a player screaming at me. I don't want a coach screaming at me because I normally scream back.
It just seemed like a really a bit of and I get it, but you got to know what you're working with as well. And they've got some issues up front, it appears. But I don't know. I thought it was a little over the top. And to listen to the broadcast going, "Oh, look at Lamar showing that leadership," and I'm like,
yeah, I don't know if that. I don't know. Well, look, he backs it up, so I guess it is. You know what I mean?
He's a great player. There's no question about it.
He's not the first guy to yell.
I understand. I do feel like though that if Brady won all those Super Bowls, so whatever he did, if Brady had been quiet as a church mouse, we'd say that's the way to do it.
No,
right? And I do think there are different ways that it'll.
Sometimes you snap. Look, I wouldn't have a problem if Trevor snapped at his whole line and be like, "Can you guys at least block for 2.5 seconds? Something."
Right.
That's okay. It's an emotional thing. So, Yeah, I don't know. Screaming, yelling. Yeah, it depends.
Here was Press Taylor yesterday and just his overall confidence in the offensive line group.
Yeah, we're very confident in the work they've put in, and that's really all we can go off right now. From April through training camp, through all of it, whether it's the meetings, spending time together, getting on the same page communication-wise, to the reps we see on the field and the reps we spend time getting in the walkthroughs. We've put a lot of time into that, and we're very confident in the way they'll play. But again, that's the part of it. Let's go see what happens.
I'm glad he added, we're confident in the way we'll play. We're confident in the work they put in. Well, okay,
I don't even know what that means.
Right, like I get that they put in the work that you requested of them, but
and you're confident because you saw them do it.
Right? Did you think the work was fruitful, or I'm glad he said we're confident in how we think they're going to play? Because that's really what the question.
Listen, it's going to be something that we're going to be talking about all season long if they don't play well up front, because that'll be the Achilles heel of this team.
It sounds to me like a coach had an expectation for what it was going to look like when they did what they did this offseason. At this point, he's had nothing that's like, I don't know about X, right? Like that sounds like a coach that I expected it to look like this. It looks like this to this point.
Yeah.
This is what I was planning on. We'll see if that pays the dividends that everyone thinks they could for the football team, but that can't be answered till we get out on the field against Miami.
Well, and there's a lot of truth to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't know. And along those kind of lines, talking about the offensive line and where the confidence is, obviously that directly impacts how good or bad the run game can be for this football team. And Press Taylor was asked about how he feels about the Jaguars' run game going into the regular season.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we've been able to communicate pretty well. And our goal is just always have 11 guys seeing it the exact same way every time out. Because we could have one run play, but it could be, you could block it 10 different ways based on the presentation of the defense. And so we want to be really good about, this is what we do. This is all the looks you could get exposed to throughout the course of the game. So then when you go into a week one with a lot of unknowns, we kind of just lean back on what we've been doing since April. And we get everybody on the same page and we execute the down, and then we get to the sideline and we communicate and talk through what's the best way to do this moving forward. But we're excited about the work we've put into that, and we want to see what happens on Sunday.
Just a quick follow-up to that. He was asked, what are we looking at here in terms of this overall offense? Is this going to be close to a 50-50 run-pass split?
Yeah, I think that's always the goal. I think a lot of it's dictated by circumstances in a game. So obviously games that you're behind 2 scores, it may be a throw game at the end, your numbers change. Third and longer situations, again, you're going to throw the ball a little bit more just in an attempt to convert. So, but as long as you're managing the game and you're efficient in what it is, then yes, the ideal game at the end of the day would be a 50-50 split.
You look at the way it went down last night, Tone.
Yeah.
Baltimore dropped back to throw it a lot more than they attempted to run it. And they were leading early in the game. It wasn't like they were ever, 10 points was the biggest margin.
Yeah. I was surprised Baltimore didn't run the ball a little bit more than they did in that game last night. But I hear those kind of comments, and I get it. Fans feel the same way, 50-50 split, want to be balanced, that kind of thing. I look at it and say, you call the play that beats the defense. I don't care if that's a run or a pass.
I agree.
You take what is available to you, and you take full advantage of those. And if it means today we run 70% of the time, okay. If it means today we throw 70% of the time, okay. Did we beat them when we were calling these plays? That's the important thing.
That's what balance means to me.
Yeah.
Like you can use the pass to win, you can use the run to win. Let me tell you something, right? If I may nitpick, not nitpick, but a little critical. So I saw Mitch Morse in the interior struggle against Vita Vea. I saw Devon Hamilton win on 1-0. Now, granted, 1-on-1s, and maybe he wasn't, full speed, but he had trouble with the bull rush. We all know what it takes to run a successful 3-4 against the run is having a really good nose tackle that's tough to move. So will they be able to do that against Miami? Now, Benito Jones is not a household name. He's no super-duper star, right? But supposedly, from everything I've seen, he's a really strong against the run stout defender as a 3-4 nose. So can they get him moving? Can they get him out of the way to get the timing of the running game up into the linebacker level and have some success? I think that's going to be a key.
Just pointing this out, Dylan just put this in front of us. Adam Schefter reporting that Jalen Ramsey has reached an agreement with the Dolphins on a 3-year extension worth a little over $24 million per, which again makes him the highest paid corner in the league. So hopefully he'll be busy counting his money on
there
Sunday.
And
say it all the time. I repeat this. You're probably sick of hearing it. Everyone's, I want to beat them at their best. Okay, that's fine as long as you beat them.
That's right.
But I'd rather beat them at their worst than lose a competitive, impressive contest at our best. And they look, just win. That's it.
Just win.
Bottom line it. All right, let's hear from Ryan Nielsen coming back on the other side. Jags defensive coordinator. He's got a big challenge, obviously, with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle on the speed in that Miami backfield as well. Tua led the league in passing yardage last year, so we'll get into that aspect of it. And we're about maybe 30 minutes away from picking our games for the weekend, opening weekend of the NFL season. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. He's a master at recon. His car line takes you behind enemy lines on 1010XL.
What's your position? That's top secret.
Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Have a group trip or company function soon? Mark Watson here with Hardball Creative. Get busy ordering the t-shirts and other swag you'll need. It's easy with Hardball.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
With deep pockets and huge resources, truck companies may think they can get away with a small settlement after an accident. But at Farah & Farah, our team isn't afraid to go toe-to-toe with them, to fight for every penny you're entitled to under the law. If you've been in a truck accident, call Farah & Farah. Put our big truck experience to work for you. Jacksonville.
A customer called DuckDuckRooter saying they had some nasty stuff backing up inside their home. So we went with our camera to look inside their plumbing lines. And sure enough, tree roots in the sewer line. Need to see what's blocking your lines? Call our team to locate the issue and provide solutions to resolve it. 904-862-6769. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jags. DuckDuckRooter, your fully insured and certified plumbing contractor, residential and commercial.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I-9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing sports. Fall and winter registration is underway. Log on to i9sports.com and see all they've got to offer. Kids 3 and up. You can enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for fall and winter. Great locations added like Fort Family Field, Westside Middle, and Duval Charter Bay Meadows. It's all online at i9sports.com.
Where on your body is the weenus? The answer next.
When you call Southern Oak and file a claim, you'll be handled by our hand-picked vendors who will analyze any roof, storm, or water damage. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
The weenus is your elbow skin and can be pinched as hard as you want, and it will never cause pain.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Light, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. Don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
Jags fans, our holiday pack is back with a special edition.
Trevor Lawrence touchdown!
For the first time, get a limited edition Trevor Lawrence bobblehead plus a ticket to one of our December home games starting at $78. Wow! Whether you're looking for the perfect Christmas gift or want the one-of-a-kind bobblehead for yourself, grab a holiday pack today by going to jaguars.com/bobblehead or call 904-633-2000 now.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA.
Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Though it didn't transfer to a win, Gator head coach Billy Napier likes having OC Russ Callaway up in the boot.
You know, I think definitely a positive to have him up there and have his eyes for sure. It's been good to see him be more involved.
The Ray Guy Awards weekly Raise 8 included Florida punter Jeremy Crawshaw among its recipients for his performance in the Gators' season-opening home loss to the Miami Hurricanes. He punted 5 times, dropping 3 kicks inside the 20-yard line. The third week of high school football has some competitive contests, including bowls at St. Augustine, and 2 undefeated teams battle when Bishop Kenny takes on Tocoy Creek. Hear both games live on 1010XL. Tomorrow, Edward Waters University football will head to Miami to battle Florida Memorial in the Big Cat Classic. Kickoff time is 1 p.m. in Miami Gardens. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:56, it's 81 degrees. Time at 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Yeah, hands up. Get your hands up, limit interior throwing lanes, things like that. We can't be high rushing up the field, open up areas where he can see better. But yeah, interior types of hands up, bats, tips and balls, things like that.
Jags are getting their hands on some footballs at the line of scrimmage in the preseason, so hopefully that continues. That was Ryan Nielsen being asked about the quick game for Miami, just like 1-step drop, 3-step drop, get the ball out to his hands, just be ready, like knowing your pass rush isn't always going to get to him. An effective rush, knock your guy back, stalemate, boom, knock it down.
We are always taught on those 3-step drops, the quick ones, like you get wide and the D linemen get their hands up, like in coverage, like try to get wide, not deep, right? I don't know if they still do that today, but that was like, so you just cling, you go and try to get the underneath, because he's going to throw it short for the most part. So.
Just be on that guy and
be on
short.
That guy,
but, the risk of that is if you think that's coming and they go 7-step drop. Exactly. I mean, that's football, though.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and Miami is a tough team to match up with. With what they do on offense, because, we've talked about it all week, but they're willing, Tommy, to run or pass, what we were just talking about the last segment. They're not committed to one or the other. They're like, oh, that's what they want to run on this defense, we run. That's what they want to run on this defense, we pass. And they're comfortable doing either one and feel like they can get big, explosive plays doing either one. So they're confident in that part of it. It's hard to dictate to Miami unless your frontline guys, your front four win and they win big. If you're dominating that matchup, you can play your game a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right? To try to confuse them, but you have to dominate that matchup to create that kind of opportunity on that side of the ball.
Yeah, look, maybe you don't, like I was trying to say earlier, like let him get his and then just make sure nobody else hurts you, but you just don't want it all working for him, the run game and the pass, because then it's going to be an avalanche. It's going to be really tough to get off the field and stop them. So hopefully he can control that running game a little bit. They're explosive too. I mean, both those guys, and even the young kid had a great preseason.
Right, yeah.
Man.
Look, Raheem Mostert's crazy fast.
No, I know.
But you don't think of him as that fast.
But he feels slow because
Achane on the field. And that guy's averaging 8 yards a carry,
Of course, so that's going to be a...
Nielsen yesterday talked about starting at the quarterback position, the challenge of facing Tua.
He's got a lot of weapons. Really good team, fast team, shift, trade, and motion all over the place. He does a really good job distributing the ball. Look, we all know about Tyreek Waddle, but the rest of the group, they do a really good job. If you take those guys away, he'll get the ball to the other guys. So you can't just focus on one or two. They got a full offense that we got to prepare for. And he gets the ball. He knows where to go with the ball. Like it's the guy gets out of the ball lightning quick out of his hands, and so we got to do a really good job in our coverage and disrupting him in the pocket, things like that. Things that you got to do every week. But really good football player. He's playing at a really high level. Like watched a lot of his games from last year and how quickly he gets rid of the ball and how well they do a job of seeing your coverage. He knows where to go with the football is very impressive.
Look, he's a good coach. And he runs a really good offense, and he's got a quarterback that's very comfortable in what he's being asked to do, and it shows up on Sundays.
He's very accurate, too, where to put the ball. And it's a lot like what Doug wants, right? Put the ball in the hands of my targets and let them do the work. Let them take off. Let them get the yak, whatever it may be. So he does a good job at that.
Something we've heard from Nielsen since he got here as the defensive coordinator, attack has been the slogan. That's the soundbite we heard when he got here to Jacksonville, for goodness sake. And he said it again yesterday that they want to be an attack defense.
I think it's our motto every day, every attack everything we do. The weight room, the meeting rooms, the practice field, rehab. We attack. It's the mindset of being ready for everything. And look, we're going to go out there. We're going to treat like today's like Sunday. We attack today, treat it like a game. So then when Sunday happens, we're prepared. And they're going to do some things that we didn't prepare for. It's game one. Everybody does that. But as long as we're align and adjust. We get our eyes in the right spot, we win the pre-snap, and then we go out there and we attack the play. We should be pretty good.
All right, we're just talking about that run game for Miami, the multifaceted run game that they have. And, for all the, Raheem Mostert scored 18 touchdowns on the ground, had another 3 receiving last year. 21 from one guy. They really do lean into that running game, and it's flashy on the outside, but they've got a lot of weapons, and Ryan Nielsen was asked to comment about what he sees when he pops in the film about the Dolphins running backs.
They do a good job in their perimeter runs, but then when you really start breaking them down, they do have some interior runs that you can't fall asleep on as everybody start running to the sideline. So, again, we've just got to go out there. We got to play the man in front of us. We got to play the angle of departure in our block, own our gap. And then the big thing is, and this is every week, get off the block and get to the football. Populate the ball, run inside out, and eliminate the cutbacks and the big yardage. Their backs are they do a great job getting on the edge, one cut, boom, and they hit it right down the field. And so we got to get off the blocks on the backside and get to the ball to eliminate those cutbacks.
The potential for a group of rookies to be active in the game on Sunday. Jarian Jones, I would expect to definitely be active. Mason Smith, I would expect to be active this week. Jordan Jefferson is kind of on the edge, but probably Miles Cole feels like he's one of the guys that won't be this week. DeAndre Prince is an interesting game day call for the football team as well. And Ryan Nielsen was asked about the message he has for the rookies going into their first appearance in the NFL.
It's football. About by the 5th play, all those emotions and everything kind of go away, and you get into the flow of the game. So don't burn too much in the pregame. Thinking about it too much. Flight down there. Just go do your job. That's a really important thing. Play fundamentals and technique. You know the scheme and everything where you're supposed to be. Play fundamentals and technique. Do your job. And just focus on winning your one-on-one matchup.
It is interesting with Miles Cole. Granted, 7th-round rookie, very understandable if that guy's not active. He's one of only 3 defensive ends listed on the depth chart. And so this is going to be fascinating to see just how versatile they think a lot of these pieces are. Because if he is not active, how much is Armstead playing? How much is he playing as a defensive end as opposed to a defensive tackle? Same thing for Mason Smith,
no doubt.
Tyler Lacey. What is the mix that they see working against this Miami offensive line? So I'm not 100%. I think Tony's probably right, but would it shock you if Miles Cole was active as a pure edge rusher in this game?
Yeah, kind of, I think. Yeah, because, look, I think Armstead, he's going to play both. He's got to play both. He can't just be, what is he going to come off the bench as an end when the other 2 are in there? No, you're going to have him on the field. Now, passing downs, you may say, okay, hey, Trayvon, switch. You go inside, let Eric be the end on this, these couple of plays, or whatever it may be. And they may do that with Mason Smith, too. They may move him around. Who knows? I think he's going to be a total stud. I'm looking forward to watching him in real action. But, look, I think you really do have to get some push inside, and that'll help against the run game, but you got to get that push and hands up into his face. And because, like you said, he's no Lamar Jackson, man. If you can get him to move before he throws, which is challenging because he gets it out so quick, that's going to be a huge huge key to
Well,
stop.
and the one injury question the Jags have had this week is Daniel Thomas and whether or not he's going to be able to play. And Doug Peterson, speaking already this morning, was asked about it. He said, we're hopeful he plays.
Okay.
Right? So there's no decision made on whether or not Daniel Thomas is going to be active on Sunday or not. But that would be the one guy who you thought, might not be active this week, that would typically be active, that would open up maybe another spot for somebody else to be active on. They're as healthy as they can possibly be coming into this game, essentially, and especially if Daniel Thomas is able to give it a go this weekend, whatever he gives them on special teams, which is where he's featured for the football team. The Cole decision is an interesting one for this team and which way they want to go with that for his first week. It feels to me like it would likely be let's wait a little bit on it. We don't have to have it this week necessarily, but you're right. They don't have a bunch of guys that they list at defensive end. They got a bunch of guys that can play it if they need them to.
Right. And
with Armstead and Smith and Robertson Harris, all those guys can play out there if you need them to. But they're not going to be listed that way.
I just think it's interesting to see what combinations they come up with.
Yeah.
And in what circumstances. Because when do you ever want to have Trayvon Walker or Eric Armstead off the field? Right? Yes, they're going to rotate these guys a lot, but, played those first two snaps, and now it's 3rd and 8. That's when you want them on the field, right? So
they're playing 65 to 70% of the snaps, right? Like, that's the expectation. And with a guy like Trayvon Walker, north of that. And with Josh Allen, north of that.
Has been anyway.
Yeah, they want those guys on the field as much as that. Do you need a break? We'll get you a break.
Yeah.
That's when they come off the field. Not let's take a look at you need a breather? We'll get you a breather. Get back out there. That's how you treat it.
All right, we'll go to the lines here. Garber Automotive phone lines. Your co-manager is checking in as he usually does on Fridays, but the veil was pulled back. Tommy skips the draft, and Fan Cam does not
skip it.
Were you there?
I missed it. I forgot about. I had band rehearsal.
You forgot about it?
About band rehearsal because we moved it from Tuesday to Wednesday. And by the way, I was late to band rehearsal too because I totally forgot. It just totally threw me off. I don't know what you call that, but it's something. You know what I mean?
Dementia? Possibly.
Maybe.
Early onset?
I don't know.
Not. Let's say hello to Fan Cam.
Really.
Good morning, Fan Cam.
Good morning. Boy, that's hard to follow that. You guys, I hope everybody's having a good day and getting ready for a big football weekend. I wanted to chime in with my 3 hopeful wishes for the weekend. We want to attack Tua. Don't give him time to throw the ball and use different angles, and let's get after the guy. Secondly, you got a cannon and 4 very capable high-end receivers, including Ingram. Let's use them downfield. And finally, as always, respect the rock, win the turnovers, and let's kick some Dolphin butt this weekend and come out 1-0 and healthy. I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great weekend, and go Jags.
All right, Fan Cam. Just pointed, got in, got out.
Really?
Made
tough to follow. I didn't follow that, but whatever.
You're tough to follow, I think is what he meant. There was a lot of stuff being said there.
Oh, forgot. No big deal.
All right. It's all good. Why don't we go around the rest of the National Football League?
Now, Gems Around the NFL, brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacks Beach.
The LA Rams have placed cornerback Darius Williams on injured reserve with a hamstring injury, which will keep him out at least the first 4 games of the Rams season. Cincinnati wide receiver Jamar Chase was limited in practice again on Thursday. T. Higgins was added to the Bengals practice report as limited with a hamstring injury. San Francisco running back Christian McCaffrey was limited in practice on Thursday and was listed with an Achilles and calf injury. Head coach Kyle Shanahan said that the Achilles listing is related to the calf injury that has kept McCaffrey out through training camp in the preseason. Indianapolis wide receiver Josh Downs missed practice for the 2nd straight day as he continues to work back from an ankle sprain. Pittsburgh quarterback Russell Wilson was limited in practice on Thursday with a calf injury. Atlanta tight end Kyle Pitts was a full participant in practice on Thursday after being limited on Wednesday, listed with a hamstring injury. Chicago wide receiver Keenan Allen and defensive end Montez Sweat were both limited in practice for the second straight day. Carolina tight ends Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble both missed practice for the second straight day on Thursday. Panthers running back Miles Sanders was a full participant yesterday after being limited with a finger injury the day before. And New York Jets head coach Robert Saleh said that wide receiver Mike Williams will begin the season on a snap count. Williams returned to practice a couple of weeks ago for the Jets after suffering a torn ACL last year while playing with the LA Chargers as they continue to await Hassan Reddick ever walking through the door of their building again.
Yeah, we mentioned Jalen Ramsey got the new deal, and then we sat there on the break like, well, wait a minute. Why was he missing practice?
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
Right?
would you put it past Jalen Ramsey to get into full practice today because of a mystery ailment?
Absolutely.
And he's already proven to be a liar, so why not go to that bag again?
No doubt.
And no, I'm never going to let it go.
I wouldn't either.
I'm never going to let it go.
No, I'm not either, man.
Until Jalen Ramsey admits publicly, yeah, I'm a big fat liar, and I'm sorry, and tries to atone for it, I won't even consider going down that path. But that's
Agreed.
me. That's me.
Nothing wrong with that.
641-1010 on the Garber Automall phone lines. We'll come back in a minute and get our confidence picks in. But let's get William here on the South Side next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, William.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, keys to victory for me is, man, the pass rush, man, the D tackles they got to hold up. And Trevor, the turnover, Lawrence, the pastry chef, he throws us 3 of those picks, and we win the game and beat the Jaguars. Love the show, guys.
All right, appreciate it. That's keys to victory for the Dolphins right there for William. The
3
pastry
touchdowns
chef.
for Tua? Is that what he said?
I don't know what the hell he said, man.
Yeah.
He was talking in some made-up scratchy voice to try to act like he was somebody else. And
maybe he's in disguise. You
Yeah.
know,
What?
he's in a witness protection program or
Cool.
something. You
Maybe.
know what I mean?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why don't the FBI go check him out?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
As I do often with those kind
You
of
wanna
callers.
dox him?
Why don't you call Dolphins today?
Yeah.
Or you
Right.
can't
Oh,
because they don't
have
that.
and nobody would call anyway because Dolphin fans are like the most casual fans in maybe the history of the National Football
Fair
League.
weather, for sure.
Hugely fair weather.
Yeah.
But, you got your glory days that preceded the Jags ever coming into the National Football League. But
yeah,
and you'll always have those 7 points you scored in 99
what a
as well.
beatdown
They were
that
fantastic.
was. Oh.
They were fantastic.
Bye-bye, Danny boy.
Down.
All right, we'll come back. Let's go through and we'll see if we agree with the picks. And the pastry chef is going to throw us some picks. And, gotcha. We'll do our picks coming up next for the opening weekend of the NFL season. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL.
Defense just stepping up and playing dominant.
A strong fence protects your yard like a stout defense protects the bank.
#1 takeaway defense.
Each week, Superior Fence and Rail presents the Defensive Player of the Game on 1010XL.
Denny Thompson here. If you want to work with new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound & Security is a growing company looking for you now. Tyson is now hiring for sales, technician, and administrative positions. You'll start at the industry's most competitive pay, and they will train you. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security hiring sales, technicians, and administrative. Call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
Roof damage? Call before you claim. Greenlaw Group, fighting insurance companies for you. They will work for you when you have roof damage. Don't let your insurance deny you. Don't call an adjuster. Call Greenlaw Group at 904-302-7055. Remember, if you have roof damage, call Greenlaw Group before you claim. They've settled millions and will work hard to get your claim and new roof. Greenlaw Group. Call before you claim. 904-302-7055.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
It was a long off-season, but the NFL is back. The NFL regular season is just days away. It's time. Kickoff week is brought to you by Roland Reich Plumbing, where quality and experience count.
I hope you're ready.
Are you ready? I'm ready. On 1010XL.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Don't bet the National Football League this season without your VSiN NFL betting guide. Betting previews for all 32 teams, betting trends, VSiN's exclusive in-depth win total projections, and a guide on how to use betting splits to bet and win. Download your free copy of the guide right now, featuring a betting preview of your Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL.com. That's 1010XL.com.
Well, all the news forecasts say that home prices are expected to decline in 2025. Hey, that's great if you're buying a home. But if you're selling one, you might want to get to it. And when it comes to selling your home, the agents you should trust are Chad and Sandy Newman at chadandsandy.com. Maybe you want maximum equity from your home, but you're not sure how. And you don't want to worry about costly repairs or upgrades needed to sell your home. Those things are all out with Chad and Sandy. They're the local real estate experts you can trust, and I recommend for the sale of your home, or for the sale of mine for that matter, maybe I should look into it. Hey, don't trust me. Trust Jacqueline from Biscayne Estates. My inherited home became a nightmare when it went unsold for 177 days and ended up with a large lien. With expenses mounting for my handicapped daughter and no way to pay, I was desperate. At this point, I turned to Chad and Sandy. The change was amazing. Chad and Sandy sold my home in 3 days at a higher than asking price. Find out for yourself at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Number 55.
Tom McManus.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson. A better way to a better window on 1010XL.
Was last year the first year we did confidence picks, Tony, on this show?
We may have done it, but it was a few years ago. We had a gap. We may have done it like 4 years ago, something like that. But last year, we definitely did the confidence.
My first year was last year.
Yeah. Yes, that's why I wondered about that, because I did the best in the confidence picks last year. So I'm thinking about maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. Let's just stop.
It took me a minute to understand.
It's always about me, Tom. All right, but you understand the format. I
do now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we do is every Friday we'll take every game that is yet to kick off, and because there are no buys this week, there's still 15 games to play.
Right.
And then we just predict the winners, straight up winners. This is not against the spread, just straight up winners. But we rank them in order of how confident we are in that outcome. So the first team you give us is worth 15 points.
Right.
The team you're the least confident about is worth 1, and you can figure out what happens in between. You get those amount of points. So, the record, the best record generally will reflect who has it, but it doesn't necessarily mean you could have the most correct picks.
Right.
But if somebody else is hitting their big picks, That's the game.
And we're going point total, right? Not
point
one
total
loss.
is the winner.
Okay.
Right, one loss. We just look at the one loss.
Okay.
But it's not how we judge the contest.
All points.
All right, so we've got 15 games. So, Tommy, why don't you give us your 3 most confident winners?
I get to kick
Why
it off?
not? Why don't you lead us off
right,
here?
man.
Tom McManus, Jaguar middle linebacker. What do you got?
Well,
You got to put the specs on. is what
I've
he's
got
gotta do.
Duval County going down to Palm Beach County, wherever the hell they're at, and beating Miami as my 15th. I got Buffalo at home for number 14 against Arizona. And 13, I got Cincinnati at home against New England.
You're struggling with that small print over there.
I mean, I'm blind as can be.
He wrote it in his own hand, Tony. I figured if we lead off with Tom, we're going to lead off with a Jaguar victory
I think
predicted.
they're going to win. I feel very confident they're going to win. And you know what? They better. So take it as how you want.
You better. Tony, who you got? Top 3.
15 for me, Cincinnati over New England. I got Seattle over Denver on the 14 line and Tampa over Washington at 13.
Interesting. All right, I've got Cincinnati on the 15-point line. I don't know why I have faith in bad teams against other bad teams, but I'll take New Orleans over Carolina. Saints at home in that game, worth 14. And I'm like Tony, I've got a lot of high hopes for Seattle this week against the Bo Nix-led Broncos. Seattle at home, so I'll take them for 13. Tom, your next 3.
Minnesota at 12 on the road. Dallas on the road at 11. And number 10 is New Orleans at home.
New Orleans at home. Tony Smith.
I got New Orleans at home at 12 for me. Buffalo over Arizona at 11 and Minnesota over the Giants on the 10 line.
All right. I went with Detroit, even though I think it's did I do? Wait, you know what I did? I put them in 2 different spots. I'm glad I caught this. I got to figure out who I missed now along the way. I put them really high and I put them really low. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to go. I fill it from high to. Oh, I know who I forgot there. I'll sub in. Same division. All right, I got Detroit on the 12-point line. I've got Jacksonville on the 11-point line going up against Miami. And I've got the Atlanta Falcons at home against who the hell knows who the Pittsburgh Steelers are running out of quarterback this week.
Correct.
At least, who do you think? I'm going to bet it's Justin Fields in the end. Russ dealing with that calf injury. It's week 1.
Yeah. He's less mobile than he's been. Tomlin seems desperate to get Russ out there. But with that coming up this late in the week, probably.
This is almost, though, a perfect scenario. If Fields plays great, you're right in the hot hand. If he doesn't, hey, he was only subbing for one game, right. That kind of thing. Yeah. All right, Tom, picking up with your 9-point line.
Number 9, San Fran at home. Number 8, Chargers at home. Number 7, Houston on the road.
All right, Houston on the road. Tony.
9, Chicago at home for me over Tennessee. 8, Detroit over the Rams. And 7, Atlanta over Pittsburgh.
Okay, I'm going Philadelphia tonight. Heard Sal Pal say 20-1 fan base edge for Philly over Green Bay in Brazil.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm going to take Philly over Green Bay. I've got the LA Chargers like Tom right on that 8-point line, and I'm taking Buffalo. A little less confident than you guys, though. I've got them worth 7. Down to our final 6. Tommy, your next 3.
Philly at number 6 tonight. Number 5, Tampa at home. Number 4, Seattle at home.
Okay, Tony.
6, Dallas on the road for me over Cleveland. Number 5, Jacksonville over Miami. 4, Philadelphia over Green Bay.
Okay, my 6-5-4. I've got Minnesota on the road. We all took the Vikings versus the Giants. I've got Indy at home against Houston on the 5-point line. And the one I had forgotten was Chicago. I'm taking Chicago over the Tennessee Titans worth 4. Our final 3 for the week, our least confident outcomes. Tom, who you got?
3, Detroit at home on Sunday Night Football. The Bears at home against Tennessee at number 2. And number 1, Atlanta winning against the Steelers.
Okay, Tony?
This is where I put my upsets generally. Number 3, the Jets over the 49ers. Number 2, the Colts over the Texans. And 1, Las Vegas over the Chargers.
And this is where you would put them, right? I mean, that's where you put the upsets. I've got Dallas.
Thanks for that tip.
Well, I mean, unless you're really confident in the upset.
Can't say I really thought about it that way. But
you got an upset at 15, Tommy.
Yeah, I do.
That is an upset, right?
Yeah.
At least according to the point spread. What's the Minnesota line with the Giants? I don't really look at these lines when I'm making these picks.
Minnesota's getting 2.5.
Yeah, I think Minnesota's.
Dallas looks
So another underdog.
Yeah.
Point and a half they're getting. I got Dallas on the 3-point line.
Okay.
I've got Washington over Tampa Bay on the 2-point line. And I'm like Tony. I got the Jets on Monday Night Football against San Francisco. No big loss, although Tom will pick up 9 points on the field if the 49ers win that game, which they're favored to win. All right, so here's what we got. Tommy Mack batting leadoff with your Jacksonville Jaguars, followed by the Buffalo Bills, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Dallas, New Orleans, San Fran, the LA Chargers, Houston, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Detroit, Chicago, and Atlanta in that order from most to least confidence. Tony Smith rolling with Cincinnati, Seattle, Tampa Bay, New Orleans, Buffalo, Minnesota, Chicago, Detroit, Atlanta, Dallas, Jacksonville on the 5-point line, Philadelphia, the New York Jets, Indianapolis, and Vegas on the road against the Chargers. I'm going Cincinnati, New Orleans, Seattle, Detroit, Jacksonville worth 11, Atlanta, Philadelphia, the Chargers, Buffalo, Minnesota, Indianapolis, Chicago, Dallas, Washington, and the New York Jets. Lock them in, Tommy Mack, for better or worse. Who you like in the Super Bowl this year, by the way?
Oh, man, I can't really say I've thought about it. But since
fine.
you put me on, no, I don't mind being put on the spot. I'm going to say Kansas City is back. And
I heard they're good.
I think San Fran is back. San Fran and KC.
You need a blackboard to go with all that chalk? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, who's really going to – I mean, anybody can
We had a
knock
lot of
off
we had a
anybody.
love for Detroit going in the NFC
Yeah, I
yesterday.
can see that. I hope they do. That'd be great. But I don't know. I think San Fran, man, they're still a well-oiled machine.
Somebody put their heart on the line and put Jacksonville against Detroit. That'd be me.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are you going to do?
Wouldn't that be great? I don't see.
gosh.
You know what? Here's the deal: get into the playoffs, and anything can happen.
Absolutely. I think I
that's
think
my focus.
Yeah, we'll worry about the matchups when we get there. Let's get there.
Get there.
And let's
Get
start
in.
it off with a dub against the Miami Dolphins.
That would be, one city's going to get to celebrate for the first time.
Yeah.
In a Jacksonville-Detroit Super Bowl. Obviously, we all hope that would land here with them being able to celebrate it. But neither have ever won. They've both been waiting. Detroit's been waiting the entire history of the National Football League, to get to that kind of thing, which is, we talk about it from time to time when we don't duck what Jaguars fans have had to deal with, right? In the history of the franchise, they've had long runs of droughts of nothingness, right? Like they've had those long kind of droughts. Well, Detroit's been mostly that for 100 years. Like that's most of their history is that kind of thing is what they've dealt with. It's cool to see Detroit not be terrible for a run right here. It would be kind of cool to see them advance all the way to the Super Bowl. Obviously, if it's against the Jaguars, we all know what we're rooting for to happen in that kind of matchup.
Detroit would be favored by so much in that game because there's a feeling that Detroit is ready for it, and Jacksonville would be the interloper, and wouldn't that just be fine with us?
Good. That's right.
All right. We're not Detroit till we die.
Us against the world.
That's right. Let's
300.
come back. How are the Jags going to win? Okay. Let's do keys to victory when we come back, and that's our Chad and Sandy real estate question of the day, and will be most Fridays throughout this football season. What are your keys to victory this weekend for your Jacksonville Jaguars? Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Tom McManus, and Dylan Denmark. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss, a company that has known resounding success because they've got a plan. They've got a formula. You set goals, and sometimes you don't always know that the path to get there is going to be as straight as you'd like it to be. Sometimes you don't even know where that path is going to lead you. With Awaken 180, they've got a proven system to help you lose weight. You're going to start off great. You're going to lose 4 to 5 pounds a week. And if you follow what they say, the weight is going to pour off you. You'll turn your body into a fat-burning machine. It's worked for me. It's worked for Matt Hayes. It's worked for Hacker. It's worked for countless people here in Jacksonville who've got on the Awaken 180 program. 98+% satisfaction rating from over 21,000 customers. Eat to lose weight. That's right. It's not an exercise program. There's no medications to take. And once you hit your goal weight, it's free coaching and support for life. How do you get involved? Pick up the phone and call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800. Or schedule your free consultation online by going to awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Join Jim Furyk and other legends of the PGA Tour for the 4th annual Constellation Furyk and Friends, presented by Circle K, October 4th through 6th at Timuquana Country Club. Get your tickets now, starting at just $25 for grounds passes. And if you're a country music fan, grab your tickets to see Brothers Osborne at Daly's Place Tuesday, October 1st for the Furyk Foundation concert sponsored by Ring Power. Learn everything you need to know at ConstellationFurykandFriends.com.
Bold City Brewery, established in 2008, is the oldest craft brewery in Jacksonville and proud to celebrate 16 years of brewing greatness in Duval. 2 locations serving delicious beers, seltzers, ciders, all produced in-house. Check out Bold City downtown on Bay Street or hit the production house and restaurant on Roselle Street in Riverside. Bold City Brewery, with something for everyone, brewing great beers and serving fantastic food to all of Duval. Log on and be bold. BoldCityBrewery.com.
This is Jaguars Today Friday, brought to you by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living.
Lauren Brooks here. If you're in pain and you think you've tried everything, I've got a solution for you. The team at Active Health Jax treats the source of the problem, not just the pain, so you can avoid surgery, cortisone injections, and pain medications. I've had neck aches for years, and I've tried everything from acupunctures to massages with no results. Within minutes of my evaluation and treatment, the tension was gone. It was amazing. Active Health Jax can help you too. Give them a call at 904-296-0202 today or visit them online at activehealthjax.com.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Join Hayes Carlyon and Rick Ballou live at Jenkins Hyundai on Atlantic as they preview the Jags home opener. Get a picture with Jackson DeVille and Roar cheerleaders. Enter to win signed jerseys, footballs, and more at Jenkins Hyundai Jacksonville, 4 to 6 this Friday.
Universal Roof and Contracting has been protecting Florida homes from the elements for over 30 years. Call Universal Roof and Contracting today for a free roof inspection and get 15% off your roof repair or replacement. Plus, flexible financing options and payments as low as $115 a month. This offer expires September 30th. Call 855-ROOF-HELP.
License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, you spend a lot of time talking about diamonds, but what about some of the colored stones we see?
Frank, when you talk about colored stones, there are literally hundreds of varieties and species in the gem kingdom. As certified gemologists, we're trained gemologically on the identification of each of these and can separate the man-made synthetics and imitations from the real thing. But at Underwoods, we can go to the next step. At Underwoods, we're active buyers of loose colored stones in the world markets, so we have an understanding of the values of colored stones as they relate back to the various qualities. In fact, just like diamonds, we buy most of our colored stones loose, then create the pieces of jewelry to hold the gems. You can be assured not only of the authenticity and quality of our colored stone jewelry, but also of the value. So if you're in the market for a fine quality emerald, sapphire, ruby, aquamarine, amethyst, citrine, tourmaline, peridot, or any other gemstone, come by and see us at Underwoods.
Hey, this is Bert Cannon with the First Coast YMCA. Youth sports at the Y can help nurture your future athlete's potential and experience the joy of being a kid. At the Y, we're providing a safe, clean, and fun environment with basketball, soccer, volleyball, gymnastics, elite skills training, and more. Best of all, participation in Legacy Youth Sports League is free with your family membership. Visit fcymca.org to learn all about youth sports at the Y.
Hey,
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
This offseason, the Jaguars added multiple veterans to the defense. One of those who will be counted on in the secondary on Sunday is Ronald Darby. The veteran out of Florida State was asked in the locker room this week about matching up with Dolphins wide receivers Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill.
I mean, they both speed. Like, they some good route runners, so, they both could, make you miss after the catch. So, you got to at least be there to get them down so you eliminate the yacht.
Jaguars cornerback Ronald Darby this week in the Jaguars locker room. Jags Dolphins, Sunday at 1. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the Cool Down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, time to cool down. Queen of the building, Michelle, just walked past the YouTube cameras right there.
She did.
Gave Tony a brand new trapper keeper. He's ready to go. First day of school coming up.
It's really nice.
It is very nice.
Yeah.
He's got something laminated to keep his depth charts and notes dry tonight.
Can you imagine if they get wet and you can't read them? You're like,
Tonight's going to be that kind of night.
Bowl St. Augustine,
another
number
41.
Fest.
It goes again.
Yeah, the booth out there is not big enough for us to be in it. We'll be in the stands. Doing the game tonight. So I got a
big umbrella.
Yeah, I got to keep the equipment dry is more important than me being dry, but it'd be nice to be able to see who guys are.
The joys when
they think it's all glamorous out there. It's not all glamorous. It's tough.
Yeah.
Streets and radio are tough, man.
It's not tough, but
you got to deal with the rain.
What's the nicest press box to call a game in?
Bowls.
Is their home one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Is it?
Never go in those places.
I wasn't asking you.
I don't like them.
He says like they're
I
toxic
really don't
waste
like
dumps.
them. You can't cheer. I'd be like,
in a press box.
Yeah.
I see.
I just don't get that. Why can't I cheer?
Because
why can't I go?
Supposed to be impartial.
Like, whoa. What?
Because people are working.
Nice hit.
Tommy, if you
sit in the stands
on a Friday night, you came to a Bulls game and you wanted to sit up in the booth near us for the I wouldn't care how much you cheered.
Yeah.
You could be as loud as
you
want.
Tony's in the stands, so
Not at Bulls.
Doesn't really matter.
But
that's
at
why
St.
I don't go
Augustine,
into
I will.
places.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Dylan, who you got tonight again?
Kip Bold City High School.
Kip Bold City High School.
2 P's.
Double P. Double P. Taking on Baldwin. I'm down with Baldwin. Yeah, that's where Pockets coaches away. And then you got a coaches meeting tomorrow?
Yeah, Saturday morning.
What time?
8:30.
8:30? Like on Zoom or in person?
No, in person.
No going to Applebee's in the neighborhood, I guess, after the game.
Man, are you kidding me? He's drinking straight White Claw until about 8:29 tomorrow.
No sleep.
Morning, and just going to roll
Cowboys.
right on in with that. Are you going to be on the pre-show this week?
I am. The pre-show, 8 to 10 a.m. Sunday morning with Hayes and Mia, and I think Frank's checking in, and Whole
I'll
bunch
be
of
there.
stuff. Should be fun.
Dylan, you'll be there. What,
I'll be right
producing?
here. Yeah, I'll be right here.
Oh, very nice.
All right, Pockets. Beautiful.
We got the Public's kickoff show at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Brian Sexton in with me on the first hour, then J.P. Shadrick and a cast of many others. And then, of course, post-game as well, hopefully celebrating a Jaguar victory with 2 hours, including the scoreboard show. So, and then the fifth quarter debuts.
Yeah.
Live from Island Girl. I believe that's where they're going to be.
Island Girl.
Get it?
Elton John, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of the words.
Yeah, it's a
Island Girl.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird,
around the world.
Nah, it's got some like I think questionable lyrics in that one. As a matter of fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least I don't know how they'd play in 2024.
Nikita had that
sensibilities.
They had some questionable lyrics.
Did it?
I don't know.
I don't think it did.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. Give me a key
never
to
know.
victory for the Jaguars.
Make sure that you get pressure up the middle on Tua. Number one. Get in his face.
Okay. Tony?
Along those lines, that was my number one key. The Miami Dolphins were 1-5 in games where they allowed 3 or more sacks last year. The lone win coming in a 30-0 rout of the Jets. The Jags were 6-1 in games where they had 3 or more sacks last season. The lone loss coming against Baltimore. If the Jags get 3 sacks on Sunday, I think they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, really, to me, the overall number one key is just the line of scrimmage, period, on both sides, right? And you're not going to win every rep, right? Trevor may get sacked a couple of times, right? Tua may have time on a couple of occasions and hit some plays, whatever, but win the majority of the time on the line of scrimmage, and you're going to be in good position. That because it's going to set you up for a positive run game, which will set you up for play action. And as you guys are talking about, getting to Tua quick is the best way to do it. Remind him and remind everybody that Tua hasn't always been a paragon of health when you rattle him in the pocket back there. Tommy, what's your next one?
I'm going to say control the run game. I think they're going to have some success throwing the ball and receiving, but you can't let them have success running the ball as well because then, like I said earlier, it'll be like an avalanche. So try to control that and know that they're probably going to get some yards, probably going to get some points. You just better hope your offense outscores them. But if you don't control that run, it's going to be a long-ass day for our Jags defense.
We know the Dolphins' offense is built on big plays with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, with Mostert, and all those guys are big play threats every time they touch it. It's hard to expect that none of those 4 will have explosive plays on Sunday. But if the Jags can find a way to limit that to some degree, I don't know what the number should be in my head. It feels like 5 or 6 is kind of the number I'd have in my head, with explosive plays being defined as 15-yard pass or 10-yard run. Right?
Okay, you can get away with some 12-yard runs, right?
But that kind of, they create the opportunity for the upset on Sunday, but those things have to be limited. I don't know exactly what that number should be with that being defined that way. That's different than saying you can't allow more than one 40-plus yard touchdown. Obviously not, right? Like if you have a bunch of those kind of plays happening on Sunday, you're in big trouble. Easy scores is big trouble for the team. But
even a couple of those,
right?
you might
Like
be in
that's
big trouble.
enough to sink you in most NFL games if you're allowing those kind of plays. But something about limiting how many of those you expose yourself to against the Dolphins.
That's exactly what I had for number 2. But I think the way you do it, got to tackle in space, man, right?
Ooh, good one.
We saw McDuffie make that play last night on Zay Flowers, right? That was a beautifully schemed up play.
Yep.
And then Nelson Aguilar missed his block, but you still got to go one-on-one with a guy out there. And if you miss your tackle on Achane, see ya, right?
No
If you
doubt.
obviously, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, all these guys so fast. So tackle well in space. From what I saw from the Jags in the preseason, and granted, we understand level of competition is not always the same. I thought they did a pretty good job of it. So hope that continues.
I'm going to say Trevor win the QB duel against Tua. Now, it's not just you. We know things go into it. But at the end of the day, I want our QB looking better than theirs. I mean, they're very similar in how they got into the league. I mean, a year apart. They both got big-time paid this offseason. They both have questions, to a certain degree. I think that's fair to say. Just show. Let's go, man. This is your 4th year. I think you look great, Trev, and I want you to win that quarterback duel.
I wouldn't be surprised if it winds up being a high-scoring contest. And in those kind of games, you have to capitalize on the red zone opportunities you get with touchdowns. Field goals aren't going to be enough. Jags were 50%. They were 50-50 last year in touchdowns in the red zone, 21st in the league. Miami was third, converting red zone opportunities into touchdowns 65.5% of the time. If the Jags create 4 red zone opportunities on Sunday and convert 3 of them, they win the game, I think. If they create 3 and they have to convert 2 in that circumstance, or they lose. Like, that's what this game kind of feels like to me. Create 4, convert 3, I think they win. Create 3 and don't convert 2 of them, they lose the game.
Look, I'll be fine if they grind it out, but I think the opposite side of the coin about limiting the quick strike, big play ability of Miami is, how about show some of your own? I mean,
no doubt.
Look, you watched last night, Xavier Worthy didn't have many touches. He had 3 touches in the game.
Right.
You saw what an impact that speed had on it. Hey, Brian Thomas, you're not 4-2, but you're 4-3.
That's right.
And Evan Ingram, we saw him stretching the seam. Big plays in training camp. Let's have that continue. I think Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis at times, depending on how you scheme it up, can also have those kind of explosive plays. And certainly Travis Etienne out of the backfield. What I don't need to see is Etienne, like in that preseason run where he went to the outside and he felt like he could have taken that one to the house. Take that one to the house.
Yeah, don't trip.
You know what? If you get the opportunity to do it, Trevor can't sail the ball over Brian Thomas's head. You can't have a ball glance off your fingertips.
Yeah.
You can't have the turf monster get you. You got to capitalize on your chances on offense.
Well, Miami's a really tough team to defend. It's not crazy to think they're going to have those moments, right? Miami's going to have big, explosive plays. The way you overcome that, if that happens on Sundays, have your own.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, the opportunities are there. The Jaguars certainly have the athletes on that side of the ball that Miami's not the only explosive team. They're the more explosive-looking team going into the matchup on Sunday.
Yep.
But Jacksonville certainly has that opportunity.
By the way, you noticed the numbers last night on the kickoff returns? All right, 11 kickoffs, 9 touchbacks. One was taken out to the 31. Another one was taken out about to the 30, but had a 10-yard penalty.
So 30.
So
average.
You had 2, returns that were the length of the return was less than 30 yards.
Right.
And the other 9 all went to the end zone.
Which brought it out to the 30.
Which brought it out to the 30, right.
So
Which teams are like, we'll give you the 30.
Yeah.
And Tony made a good point before the show. He's like, well, if Kansas City learned one thing from playing the Jags in the preseason, is that they've got coverage issues, right? Yeah. They really did, right? Yeah. We saw almost 2 get broken, and it wasn't like the Jags were doing anything special to game plan for it. So I wonder if that's just what we're in for until the NFL says maybe we got to move it out to the 35 and see if that works. Or
see if that changes.
Right, whatever the case may be. But it became a non-event last night for all the hand-wringing. And we wondered all offseason, is that going to be what it turns into?
Well, the kickoff was a non-event. So they changed the rule, and it remains a non-event, it appears, for now. We'll see if they want to. If they want to make it a play, they're going to have to do something to tweak even the rule that they put in place.
Maybe move the kicker back or make it more penal or something. All right. I gave you 33-27 earlier, going with the Jags, winning it by 6 on the road in South Florida. Tommy, what do you got?
I got 27-24 Jags. Cam Little makes a significant kick in the fourth quarter.
I like it. Is it okay that we settle for that one if it's a game winner? I think it is. What do you got?
That's all right. I got Jags 24-23 over the Dolphins on Sunday.
We're all picking it relatively closely and
kind of
a little bit more high scoring. Good range. Again, 14-13, 3-0.
Just win.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
1-0. That's the score we're most interested in coming out of this one. All right, as we get ready to wrap things up on a Keys to Victory Friday, Dylan, do the honors.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer, drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
I mean, Brian's here. I don't want to scoop your own show, so I won't ask you for a score prediction or anything like that.
Cool.
But
I was expecting one, so I came in prepared for
that's
that.
you guys want to unveil it, and I don't want to scoop you, but just in general, how ready do you think the Jaguars are? Not to play, but for the challenge of the particular weapons that the Dolphins can put on the field.
I already said 30-26 on Duval Rundown, the 1010XL Jaguars live stream podcast yesterday, so I don't think I'm out of line to
No, you're fine. I just didn't want to put you on the spot.
I may change my thoughts. I just can't get away from this idea, and I was listening to Move the Sticks earlier today, and this idea that Daniel Jeremiah alluded to, and I believe as well, of what did Mike McDaniel cook up in the offseason, because game 1 the last 2 years has been a laser show when it comes to this Miami offense. Now, with that said, that was with a Miami offensive line that looks much different than it does today. And so that is where I'm going to stick to the company line of this game is truly going to be one in the trenches, which is very weird to say for two teams that make their living off airing the ball downfield.
All right, what's coming up on Helmets and Heels?
We got Cam Wolf from NFL Network joining us coming up at 12:20, so we're excited to talk to Cam live from Miami. Of course, we did not get a chance to make our NFL predictions. We did yesterday before the Chiefs and the Ravens kicked off last night. We all texted each other. We got receipts. If you need to see the timestamp, we got them. So we'll run through our predictions for that as well as our weekly picks.
All right, we'll be listening. Have a great show.
Thank you.
And safe travels this weekend as well.
Thank you.
The one shot I would like to see, Tua take after the two-time MVP and have a hissy fit on the sideline screaming at his offensive line. That would be a great sign for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
I would like to see Tua grabbing his chest, gasping for air because someone just rammed into his ribs.
Sternum area.
Yeah, and he can't
that
breathe.
General
He's
area.
having trouble breathing.
Yeah, this is the first time in a while that Tommy hadn't predicted or
Take
made
his
one
head
of the
off,
keys an
kill
injury,
him,
like some minor injury.
murder this guy.
He's injury prone.
Hey, look.
He has not last year, but
football's a rough game. Our
I
quarterback
appreciate it,
bulked
Tommy.
up.
I didn't want to get out of here getting ready for the Dolphins game week 1 without you saying this is the guy that needs to get a minor injury to help us
hurt
this
Tua.
week.
Yeah. I mean, just for the day, for the record.
Just for the
I'm
day.
not trying to end your career.
I know
I'm trying to end your day. That's it. There's a difference.
Beautiful. Dylan, lest we forget, give us a score prediction for the game, please.
I see a 34-31. I said Miami yesterday with Blue. I guess I'll stay with Miami. I think Miami has one more big play than Jacksonville.
Boo, hater, boo. Boo, you hater. That's all right. Look, you pick what you think is going to happen. There are going to be times I'm going to pick the Jags to lose this year, just not this week.
Right. Same.
You know, if they win,
never know.
Probably not next week.
Yeah.
And we'll see from there. All right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm probably picking them over Cleveland, depending on how it goes.
And unless Cleveland comes out and looks like gangbusters, and we'll see. And again, stay healthy, Jags.
One game at a time.
I think if the Jags play up to their potential, they've got a fantastic chance to start off 1-0.
Just, you know what, O-line, just come on, show us what you're going to be this year. It was a hard camp. They were physical all camp. Go out there and be physical.
I would rather come out of this game with Travis Etienne running for 160 yards and Trevor throwing for 350.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
I mean,
and that we won the line of scrimmage.
Right. And obviously, I'll take any set of stats if the Jags win, but I think that's a great path to victory. All right. That's going to do it for us. For Tom McManus, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark will be all over the football scene this weekend. I'm Mike Dempsey. Have a great, safe weekend if you're traveling, safe weekend if you're not traveling, and hopefully we'll be having Victory Monday coming up on Jaguars Today next Monday on 1010XL 92.5 FM.